So let's talk about nostalgia, guys, because I'm currently at the place here in Ghent where I took one of my ex-girlfriends for our first date. And it brings back so many memories, right? And it really got me thinking about cherishing memories, feeling grateful for the past, because there is so much stuff that's there that made us into who we are. Okay, it's undeniably part of ourselves. And the way we look at our past can really decide a lot of our present state, right? Because if you look back to the past with sadness, with anger, with resentment, then your present state will not be able to draw strength or inspiration from the past, right? There are so many people talking about, oh, don't dwell on the past, don't stay stuck in the past, put your eyes on the future, right? But I think that there can be a lot of value in the past if only we learn to look at it from an empowered perspective, from a grateful perspective, right? And the memories I have here in this place are wonderful, okay? Even though the relationship with that girl ended, we still had a great time, you know? We still had lovely, wonderful memories. We learned a lot from each other. And I honestly, genuinely wish her well, okay? And when you're able to do that, when you're able to wish someone well, even though you might have gone through a painful situation with them, you know, they might have hurt you. But if you are able to forgive everything, forgive yourself, forgive them, you can come to some sort of closure for yourself and you wish them well, then you can look back on the beautiful moments you had together, you spent together, right? And feeling nostalgic, which is absolutely the state that I'm in right now, okay? I feel very nostalgic. And I think it can be a beautiful thing, right? One of you guys, Amiable Pluto, sent me a spoken word video that he created. I thought it was a wonderful piece of art, really good stuff. And he talks about nostalgia being a hell of a drug. And I thought it was a interesting way to look at nostalgia, right? It can be a hell of a drug when you look back with a heavy heart, with sadness. It can keep you stuck there, right? But if you switch it to another perspective, a different perspective, where you can feel grateful for the memories you had, right? There can be some kind of sad touch to it, okay? Because it's no longer present, okay? But you can bring that enjoyment, that appreciation to the present moment if you tap into the beauty that those memories created for you, right? And so maybe you sometimes struggle with looking back to the past and feeling sad or feeling angry maybe or even, you know, confused, whatever it may be that you feel when you look back. Maybe you can look at it from a different angle. Maybe you can look for ways that you can appreciate what was and what no longer is, okay? Because it means that you're evolving, you're changing, you're moving with life, right? And once you learn to appreciate that, the perpetual change that life is, once you learn to really give thanks for that ability to constantly move and change and grow, then you can look back with a pleasant nostalgia, right? And it's so healing too, to tap into this warm feeling of, wow, that was a beautiful time and we had so many beautiful memories together. And it's not necessarily sad that it's no longer the case right now, because now there is room for other experiences, a whole range of other experiences, right? Which are colored or which are inspired by the experiences you had in the past, right? And yes, of course, certain experiences might have been very traumatic, or they were key experiences in your life that formed you into who you are. Okay, these could have been extremely painful, and you might go through a phase of anger and you feel like it's unfair, all right? But these experiences ultimately define who you become, right? The way you integrate these experiences, the way you extract the value, the lessons, the messages, the way you do that, if you can extract the value that is within these sometimes extremely painful experiences, it will change the way you look at things, right? You can decide at any moment in time to take off your glasses and put on a new pair of glasses and look at your experiences from a different perspective. And I have gone through a lot of painful experiences in my life, just like anyone, right? We all face adversity, we all face terrible experiences in life. But I've always learned to look at these with gratitude and appreciation, because ultimately what they teach me is compassion, is kindness, is understanding, okay? Because I went through a severe clinical depression that lasted many years, I can now relate better to people who go through something similar, right? And I'm definitely a wounded healer, right? I'm a person who went through the experiences and then came out the other end. And that's a profound experience. And that is also what drives me, right? It's exactly what drives me to share what I learned, to hopefully inspire you or help you feel less alone on your journey, okay? So nostalgia, I too experience it. I'm experiencing it right now in this very moment. I feel very nostalgic. But you see the smile on my face because I appreciate it. I feel grateful for this feeling of nostalgia because it's a beautiful thing, right? And I have felt very differently before, okay? When this relationship just ended, I couldn't be here. I couldn't spend time in the places we used to hang out because it was too painful, okay? I missed her too much back then, right? So it was not pleasant. I did not yet forgive her and myself, and I did not yet accept and let go of what no longer was, right? But once you reach that point, once enough time has passed, okay, you can look at these things with a different lens. And now I love to spend time in the places that I used to hang out with my ex-girlfriends or people that I loved that I no longer talk to necessarily, because it brings back these memories, these beautiful feelings, these experiences. We were so young and so naive, and it was so cute, right? It was incredible, right? And that's a beautiful thing if you can tap into that appreciation, that gratitude. It's a wonderful thing, right? And even, for example, my grandmother died a few years ago, and she was a very inspiring person, very strong person, very wise person. And it made me sad sometimes to think about, oh, she's no longer here, right? I can never talk to her again. But we can talk to these people because they're in our hearts, they're in our memories, they're in our past, and we can recall them in our spirit. We can recall them in our hearts. So they never leave. They never truly leave. And once you get past the sadness, once you get past the pain, once you get past the resentment or the anger, these feelings make room for gratitude, for joy, for peace. I feel very peaceful, I feel very at ease and thankful for all that we've been through. And I honestly wish her and all my other girlfriends well, right? I came back to Belgium, right? I'm here back in Ghent, in my hometown. And so a lot of these memories, they come back. With a lot of my girlfriends, I went to many places. And when I go through the city, it brings back so many memories. And it's amazing, right? Like, we did so many cool things together. And of course, we had our fights and we had our difficult, painful situations. And, it was not easy always. I know that, okay? You're always two people having a relationship together, and that brings complications, right? So it's normal that you sometimes have an argument or you have a difficult time or sometimes ugly things happen. It's normal, right? But that doesn't have to take away from the beautiful moments or the overall genuine experiences that were lived together, right? So just a few thoughts on nostalgia, because I feel very nostalgic being here back in my home country and visiting the places that I used to visit with a lot of people that I very much love and loved. And I hope that my stream of thought can help you see things from a different perspective. Maybe you sometimes feel nostalgic and you still feel sad when it happens. Try to perhaps look at it from a perspective of appreciation, gratitude. And there is some loud airplane flying by, so I hope it's not too loud on the microphone. But try to look at things from the angle of gratitude and appreciation. That it was a privilege that you knew this person or that you were able to have these memories. And perhaps it can help you to process a little bit of the sadness that might still be lingering. Because if you combine the sadness with the gratitude, it changes the quality of the feeling. And it's very pleasant. So I hope that was somewhat helpful. I enjoyed talking about it here to you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. So thank you for being here with me this afternoon. And as always, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.